Hi everyone, it's Annie. Today I will show you how to make vanilla sponge cake, or 蛋糕 in Chinese. This literally translates to egg cake because of the inclusion of eggs in the batter, whereas most Chinese cakes and desserts do not include eggs. Clearly, the sponge cake did not originate in China, but it has been accepted and adapted into the culture. This sponge cake is soft, fluffy, moist, and less sweet than most Western desserts. So let's get started. First, sift the dry ingredients together. That's flour, baking powder, and salt. I like to sift my dry ingredients onto a sheet of parchment paper. It makes transferring the dry ingredients into the wet a whole lot easier. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so set that aside and let's prepare our eggs. So first, separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. I do this by cracking each egg individually into a small bowl first. Then dump the egg yolks into one mixing bowl and transfer the whites into another mixing bowl. We will need to whip the whites later on, and any egg yolk residue in the mix will prevent the whites from whipping properly. It's a little more time consuming to do it this way, but I think it's worth it, because if you mess up a single egg, you may have to start over again. So I guess better be safe than sorry. And there's the third egg. And finally the fourth egg. So there you have all the egg whites and all the egg yolks. Make sure your whisk attachment is clean before beating the egg whites. Otherwise, they won't whip up properly. So whip the egg whites until frothy, then add the sugar, and continue to beat it on high until stiff and glossy. The meringue should form stiff peaks when you lift the whisk attachment. Now set the meringue aside and let's move on to the egg yolk mixture. Add the brown sugar to the egg yolks and beat the mixture until pale and light. I didn't bother cleaning the whisk attachment I used for the egg whites, but you can if you want to. Add the oil, the milk, and vanilla extract, and continue beating until homogeneously combined. Then add all the dry ingredients all at once. The parchment paper makes it so much easier. Beat again until almost all the dry flour is gone. And finish mixing with a spatula by folding in the remaining dry ingredients. Fold in the egg whites in 2 batches. The folding action gently combines the ingredients without knocking out all the air that we work so hard to beat into them. And it also prevents over-mixing, which results in tough pastries, which is by no means delicious. Once the batter is mixed through, spoon 1 heaping tablespoon into a lined muffin tin until they're about 2/3 full. Give the tray a shake and a couple of light taps to remove any large air bubbles. I also made mini cupcakes, this time filling each one with 1 heaping teaspoon of batter. The batter is really viscous and sticky, so you may have to use your finger to get it off the spoon. Then bake in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 minutes for the mini ones and 15 minutes for the regular ones. For the full list of ingredients and measurements, please click on the link in the description box below. I will also include some history and just descriptions of how these Western-style confectionaries made it into China and how they've been adapted. So please click if you're interested. The cupcakes are done if the tops spring back when you press on them. But if you want to be absolutely sure, you can also use the toothpick test. If the toothpick comes out clean, then the cake is cooked through. This is an extremely versatile sponge cake recipe that's fluffy, moist, and perfect for use in any Asian-style confectionery. They're great on their own, frosted, or served with fresh fruit. I really hope you give these a try, and thanks for watching. Bye now!